The tale of ancient history is rife with larger-than-life figures. Empires founded by strength and willpower, kingdoms that rose and fell, and warriors who defended lands and ideals. These powerful figures left legacies that would shape civilizations for centuries. From the deserts of Egypt to the mountainous steppes of Mongolia, we travel back to an era when a single ruler's command could unite thousands or plunge realms into chaos. Chapter 1. The Pharaoh's Dream. In the 14th century BCE, Egypt flourished under the rule of Amenhotep III, a pharaoh whose wisdom and vision shaped the mighty new kingdom. Known for his powerful diplomacy and the splendor of his court, Amenhotep was a builder of monumental temples, statues, and the luxurious city of Thebes. However, the greatness of his reign did not solely rest upon his achievements in peace. With enemies encroaching on his borders, he knew Egypt would need an army that could rival the forces of the Hittites and Nubians. He envisioned a defense for Egypt that would last beyond his own reign, a network of warriors trained from a young age, devoted to the kingdom as much as to the gods. In the arid lands south of Egypt, Amenhotep recruited young men to train as warriors, skilled in archery, spears, and the newly introduced chariot combat. These soldiers would later be known as the Medjay, an elite group whose loyalty to the pharaoh was unshakable. Yet the most remarkable of Amenhotep's warriors was a Nubian-born man named Khatep. His skill with the bow was unmatched, and his wisdom earned him the respect of his men. Under his guidance, Egypt held the borders secure against the Hittites and even managed a few victories. The Medjay warriors, however, were not solely defined by their battles. They became an enduring symbol of the strength and pride of Egypt, each member loyal to the pharaoh's vision and to the future of Egypt itself. Chapter 2. The Rise of the Qin Emperor. Over 1,000 years later, in the Far East, a ruthless and brilliant warrior king would transform the warring states of China into a unified empire. Qin Shi Huang, the first emperor of a united China, was known for his unyielding ambition and vision of a unified China. His early years as king of the Qin state were marked by relentless warfare with rival states, using his legendary military strategist, Bai Qi, whose devastating tactics made him feared across China. Qin Shi Huang's army was characterized by its strict discipline and innovative weaponry. Soldiers used crossbows and long spears, forming an almost impenetrable wall during battles. His warriors were part of a vast military machine, organized and lethal. They marched in formation, following orders without hesitation, and it was this unity that enabled Qin Shi Huang to defeat the 6 other warring states. Upon his victory, he declared himself the first emperor of China, ending centuries of chaos and war. But even in peacetime, Qin Shi Huang's ambitions did not wane. He mobilized his armies and workers to construct the first sections of the Great Wall, intending to protect his empire from the nomadic tribes to the north. The warriors who guarded these walls became legends in their own right, living in isolation, guarding China's new borders against raiders. Though his reign was short-lived, Qin Shi Huang's legacy echoed throughout China for millennia. He left behind an army even in death, the famous Terracotta Army, 8,000 strong, standing guard over his tomb as he believed they would defend him in the afterlife. Chapter 3. The Mongolian Thunderstorm. In the early 13th century, far to the north of China, the Mongol plains bore witness to the rise of a warrior whose name would soon strike terror across Asia and Europe alike, Genghis Khan. Originally named Temujin, he rose from the harsh plains, where clans fought for survival. He was a brilliant warrior, but also a charismatic leader who united the disparate Mongol tribes under a single banner. Genghis Khan's genius lay in his military tactics and his unparalleled understanding of loyalty and fear. His army was composed of fierce warriors known for their skills on horseback and their expertise with the bow. These Mongol horse archers could unleash volleys of arrows at full gallop, then melt back into the vast steppes. Genghis Khan's campaigns were brutal and often left entire regions depopulated, but his empire stretched from the Pacific Ocean to the Danube River, making it the largest contiguous empire in history. Even in their ruthlessness, Mongol warriors were bound by a strict code of loyalty and merit. Genghis valued loyalty above all else and offered promotions based on skill, not birthright. This allowed even the lowliest warrior to rise to a position of prominence, as long as he displayed courage and loyalty to his Khan. It was this loyalty, combined with brutal efficiency, that made the Mongol Empire the unstoppable force of its time. Chapter 4. Rome's Iron Grip. While empires rose and fell in Asia, Rome began its own path to glory in the West. By the time Julius Caesar rose to prominence, Rome was already a significant power, yet his ambition would forever change its history. With a brilliant mind for strategy and a charismatic leadership style, Caesar led his legions in the conquest of Gaul, showcasing not just his military prowess, but also his vision for Rome's expansion. Caesar's warriors, the Roman legions, were the most formidable fighting force in the ancient world. They trained relentlessly, drilled in complex formations, and were masters of the Roman gladius, a short sword perfect for close combat. The legionnaires were disciplined, loyal, and skilled, serving not only as soldiers but as builders and engineers, constructing roads, fortifications, and even entire cities as they conquered lands. But Rome's history was not solely defined by conquest. Its leaders also held significant political power. Upon his return from Gaul, Caesar declared himself dictator, initiating a period of transformation that eventually led to the Roman Empire. Though he was assassinated before achieving his full vision, his legacy set the stage for Rome's transition from a republic to an empire under Augustus, Caesar's adopted son. The power and organization of the Roman Empire allowed it to last for centuries, influencing the world long after its fall. Chapter 5. The Spirit of Legacy. Across thousands of years and countless miles, these warriors and emperors shaped history with their visions, strategies, and above all, their indomitable will. The Magi of Egypt, the terracotta soldiers of China, the unstoppable Mongol horse archers, and the disciplined Roman legions were more than just soldiers. They were the living extensions of their leaders' dreams. In time, these ancient warriors and emperors passed into legend, but their legacies survived in the cultures and traditions they shaped. They remind us of humanity's capacity for greatness, bravery, and resilience, qualities that still resonate today, as their stories continue to inspire us. Across thousands of years and countless miles, these warriors and emperors shaped history with their visions, strategies, and, above all, their indomitable will. The Magi of Egypt, the terracotta soldiers of China, the unstoppable Mongol horse archers, and the disciplined Roman legions were more than just soldiers. They were the living extensions of their leaders' dreams. In time, these ancient warriors and emperors passed into legend, but their legacies survived in the cultures and traditions they shaped. They remind us of humanity's capacity for greatness, bravery, and resilience, qualities that still resonate today as their stories continue to inspire us. To study these figures is to understand not just the past, but also the universal truths of ambition, loyalty, and the human desire to make a lasting impact. Today, these tales of ancient valor serve as reminders of how civilizations were forged, not merely by the decisions of a few, but by the determination of countless individuals. Those who marched into the unknown, who faced insurmountable odds, and who devoted their lives to a cause greater than themselves. From the sands of Egypt to the walls of China, from the Italian hills to the Mongolian plains, the mark left by these civilizations is one we still seek to understand and appreciate. As long as we remember these stories, the spirits of those warriors and emperors remain alive. Their triumphs and tragedies continue to echo through the pages of history, serving as both inspiration and caution, urging us to learn from their wisdom and to reflect on the ways we, too, strive to build legacies. Whether in feats of peace or power, the tale of ancient warriors and emperors teaches us that, in the end, the pursuit of greatness is timeless, and it is this pursuit that binds us across generations. So when we look upon ancient artifacts, walk the paths they once traveled, or study their words and laws, we are not merely observing history. We are connecting to an unbroken chain of humanity. The legacy of warriors and emperors lives on as long as we honor and remember them.